All right, we're here. Let's go. Manalock says, except today we're here, but we have no TJ, Ali, BJ, and any of the others that show up. We are here. Actually, we got Ada making some. You guys have been asking about my puppy Ada. She's joining us in the studio here today. We've got the one and only Frankie Candles. So we're gonna have a really good show today. We're gonna talk a little bit of charts, a little bit of predictions. We've had some movement today. We're actually getting some Bitcoin volatility, which is awesome.
Yes.
Isn't she the cutest? Look, Ada, you're on TV. She has no idea what's going on. So, shout out to everybody out there: Manawalk, Crimson Caravan Company, Shoots Girls, Big Hands Dance, Corey Harden, Riddle with Puns, Ariel for Life, Prime Muty, Crypto Tony, hey Carnivore. Let's see who else is in there. PA Earth King, Manawalk. I read all of those. So anyway, we love you guys. Sorry about the Twitch issues yesterday. We got a really good show lined up for you guys. Going to be looking at. I've actually got Frankie's trading view pulled up since we've got him here today. We're going to be looking at some key levels to watch. I mentioned yesterday we could potentially be pushing that 17 level. We're kind of hanging around 16.9 right now, so we'll dig into that. Yeah, exactly.
Also, I put a poll up.
What is the poll? Where's the poll? Can we not see it?
No, it's right there. Oh, I can put it on.
Where? How do I not see it?
I don't see it either.
Oh, it says it right there. It says, "Will Bitcoin make you bigger? Yes or hell yeah?"
When Bitcoin pumps, I pump. I would say that much, So, yeah, we're gonna be looking at that. Let's see. We've got some some Bitcoin and Ethereum boom or bust. What to expect for 2023. Got a lot of 2023 things to look at. Brace for impact. Bitcoin open interest. Yeah, I don't know if she's gonna make it though.
She's a cutie though.
She is. She can sit with me. Oh, but then you can't be seen. All right, what do you have to say to the people, Ada?
Oh, I think she just realized she's on TV.
Hey, look, there you are.
No.
She locked eyes.
She loves herself.
Awesome.
Yes.
Oh my god.
We'll call her.
Ada loves Ada.
Ada loves Ada. She learns from the best. So, all right. This just a funny tweet from Elon. We'll be looking at some economy stuff. Kathy Woods went hard on Tesla stock. She also went hard on coins. We'll talk a little bit of institutional markets. We have some NFT news, some Web3 news.
She also went hard on her audition for Tales from the Crypt. God, that was savage. I'm so sorry.
Tales from the Crypt. That was savage.
No, it's brutal.
All right. So, and I want to hear from you guys too. Like, what kind of levels are you watching? What do you think? I want to know if, in the chat if you guys think we can hit 17 and clear 17 this week. I think we have a bullish. I think there was a bullish CPI print or something. Definitely some numbers or minutes came out this week. She was like, "Who that dog looking at me?"
Yeah, the minutes are coming out today at 2. They'll just be a reiteration of their Fed hike last month, though. So.
Right. And yeah, it's just minutes, so it won't be anything crazy. So let's see. Should we do key levels first or look at the chart? Let me spin down.
They're talking about Ben's shirt. So I didn't see the shirt, but he
No.
walked by my office really quickly.
It's amazing.
Was it your face?
It was my face.
Oh my god!
Yeah, Sin City Crypto made it. You guys have to see. It was hilarious. I mean, this is a chill thing, so just bear with me, guys. We'll get to the crypto news, but we're gonna get him.
This is fun.
Yeah.
He likes your hat.
This makes me think on my feet for sure.
If she pulls that hat off,
See,
your
my
head, I'm
dog's
die
gonna like me
laughing.
more now that I smell like Ada a little bit, and he has to work a little bit harder.
Ben changed shirts midstream, and I will go. I need to get. I'm gonna go find it. You guys, if you guys didn't see this,
It was amazing.
I just busted out laughing when I saw it. There it is.
Oh my goodness.
And apparently, the Sin City Crypto guys made it, and I guess they sent it to him. They made one for me that has his face on
Really?
it as well.
No
Yeah,
way.
same shirt, but just with his picture on there.
That's
So
pretty funny.
hopefully we can figure out a way to get these in the merch store, and then you guys need to all go out and buy the TJ shirt.
That's pretty
and if we can sell more TJ shirts than BitBoy shirts, then
Oh my God.
that'll piss Ben off, and everybody loves doing that. So.
If those go in the merch store, those are the only 2 T-shirts I will ever wear ever again.
Yeah, they're great. They're actually pretty awesome. So we will be digging into that. So let me start with this article first. Bitcoin analyst. Oh, close up.
Ada's going back to her trailer.
Yeah.
Hold on, we
Oh,
got there he is. Look at him.
Bye.
Calm and stoic, just like
All right.
oh my god.
Bitcoin analyst identifies new key levels as Ethereum price nears 3-week high. And I've been getting Ethereum's getting sneaky bullish, guys. Keep an eye on it. And if Bitcoin starts to make strong moves, I think Ethereum could make. Oh, sorry, Piccolo Rick. We've all been here. Ben will just sort of. Hey, no, we'll keep it fair, but I think Ethereum is set to really have a really good move here. If Bitcoin can break a key level and start moving and things flip bullish, Ethereum traditionally moves a little bit more. I think it's going to close the gap on Bitcoin a little bit here. So continue to work on cracking the 17,000 mark as of January 4th. What time was this written, by the way? This was written 8 hours ago. So some of this is a little bit dated. I'm going to go over this. This is kind of what we were looking at this morning with Frank on the morning stream, but we're going to dig into the charts a little bit more because we've had a little bit more bullish action. Not too much, and it still has been cracking. Working to crack the 17K mark as of January 4th. An extremely tight trading zone held firm. 17,000 possible due thanks to the CPI print data from Cointelegraph. 16,906 on Bitstamp, up 300 from previous lows. We're sitting around there right now. Let's see if we look. Right now we're sitting at 16,911. You can pull me off there if they want to see that number.
Oh.
There we go. Yeah, so you can see down here 16,910. We've been coming up and kind of hitting this level multiple times, not quite getting all the way up to there, but we'll get into those levels in just a minute with Frank. I want to keep going through this story. Bitcoin trading with legacy markets yesterday. Co-founder of Trading Suite, blah, 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 blah. Analyzing the 12-hour chart, he argued that the 50-day moving average needed to hold for bulls with immediate range support and resistance levels at 15.5, yeah, of course, and 18,000 respectively. It's going to... Next, let's see. At the moment, we're in an upper range of last week's price action. So let's pull this up. What do you see here, Frank? Anything interesting?
Can't see the exact levels. What?
Oh, here we go. Here's his levels. This is the 50-day moving average. I wonder what time frame this is on.
It should say in the top left. I can't. The camera's in the way. Oh, 12-hour.
Yeah, 12-hour. Yep, 12-hour.
Yeah, there you go. 12-hour. And he's looking at approximately levels around like 16.9, which we're getting rejected off of right now. 16.6 low on 16.3. And if we break the 16.9, he's got this all the way up at 18.121. Oh, you guys can't see. 18,121.
18,121. Yeah, so the low, I have almost have the exact same low at 16.3. But yeah, I mean what is his top level? 18 something?
18,191.
Yeah, so 18,191 would bring us back up to the actual top of that range. And that's basically kind of how I've been treating the markets. Almost this entire bear market is just kind of looking at the market in terms of ranges and just longing the bottoms, shorting the tops. I sit out in the middle. It makes for really high probability trades. And, if you're able to do that, if we get back up to that 18.1 or 18.2 level at the top of that range, like that would be a great place to look to go short. 17K even is another probably more local level that I'm watching. If we do continue up, I think we're at 16.9 right now. If we could get up to 17K, there's not much between where we're at now and that 17,150 mark. 17K might give us a little bit of trouble. But as long as we can hold above the level that we're at right now, there are some things pointing that we could easily be making our way up to that 17,150 level.
Yeah. Red Dog, what's up? Finally catch you guys live. Welcome in. We appreciate you guys. Sofa King Crypto, can we set up ho yeah sounds? Can I get a ho yeah, BJ?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, that was
extreme.
That was a lot. We need it to be exactly that one. That was wow.
I felt like somebody did it with me for a second, or maybe
no, that was just in your head. That was the other voice in your head.
The spirit of awesome. Oh yes.
Yeah. And then it says here, despite the mini rally, BTC is still trading in an extremely tight falling wedge, which is bullish. Correct. A falling wedge pattern is a bullish pattern. Correct. Yep. Can you explain why is a falling wedge a bullish thing when you're trading? Because to new people out there, falling wedge sounds bearish.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's similar to how, a lot of people, when the price is pumping, and I'll be like, looking for shorts here. And people are like, or I'll be like, I'm in a short. And they're like, what are you doing? The market's pumping. And it's like, people think opposite. When you're pumping or you get a big move to the upside, a lot of people will look for longs when in reality you really should be looking for shorts at that point. And I think it's the same thing here, right? You hear falling wedge,
which is this is the falling wedge pattern they're referring to right here, just for reference, guys.
Yeah, and I've actually been looking at this recently too. But when you hear falling wedge, it sounds really bearish. But typically, when you have patterns that are when you have price consolidating and moving down, that's typically a bullish consolidation pattern. And then when you have price consolidating and moving up, that's a bearish consolidation pattern. They break down. You know, if you're going up, it'll break down more than it breaks up. And something like this, a falling wedge will break up more than it breaks down. Never plays out 100% of the time. But I mean, this is I don't know what time frame this is, but it's a pretty big time frame.
Yeah, this is more of the macros, probably the daily.
Yeah. So when you get a falling wedge like that, and not only that falling wedge, but you also have bullish divergences on many other indicators. Right. So not only are you in a bullish pattern here, you're also showing a discrepancy between the price action and the momentum. So that, if you're getting bullish divergences and you have a falling wedge, it'd be pretty unlikely not to get any type of a move out of there. So yeah, that's looking pretty bullish to me. The question is, how far down into that wedge are we going to go?
Exactly. That's always the question. Corey says, I hate to sound like an old man, but the memes aggravate me. I understand. We're gonna put high prices on those. And then somebody else said something. Where was it? It was funny. Riddle with Pun says it's bullish because it breaks up more than it breaks down. Yeah, there you go. So that is true. Yeah, that's what makes something bullish. But it is interesting. He's looking in the medium term, which, I don't know what he means by medium term. 28K is looking more and more key as the head and shoulders neckline at 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level of the 385 2020 low and the 69K top and 2021 high. So that's basically what they're measuring down from here up to the top, from the top down. Time and time again, we're seeing near bottoms, kind of like what Frank was saying, where you get confluence from other indicators. Really, I think we have a story in here about really tight RSIs and just really tight trading ranges. Like we're due for a break up or down. Right. Obviously, like if it breaks out of the falling wedge, that would be bearish, correct? Like if we make a new low, obviously the whole pattern resets.
Correct.
But time-wise, and we talk about this ad nauseum, the 4-year cycle. If you're looking over and over, if you were watching the morning stream today, Ben and I were looking at a chart that showed whale accumulation over price. And it's just dramatic that every single time there was two different lines, the 0.1 to 1 Bitcoin and the 1 to 10 Bitcoin, I think was the two different accumulation numbers they were looking at. And every time those both touched as accumulation, you saw something major happen. So it's feeling more and more and more like we're on the verge of a breakout. People are getting more confident. And then here's the other one. Analysis puts faith in 1,000 holding for Ethereum, which I feel very strong about. I wanted to we talk a lot about Bitcoin. We talked a lot about different altcoins, but I'm really bullish on Ethereum for the next couple of years. I think it's going to do extremely well. As somebody said it, I think it was Chemistry Bro in the chat earlier, the tokenomics are just superior right now, and I tend to agree. I mean, both have very strong tokenomics, and this is something... All right, this has nothing to do with the show, but pull it full screen for a second. This is a rant I was thinking about last night that you guys need to understand. When you're looking at projects and tokens and you're wondering about price appreciation, you need to understand token supply schedule and the inflation rate.
You're going on a rant.
Right? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Rant.
This is so weird. No, the inflation rate. So people ask about Chainlink a lot. Do you think it's going to do well? Well, look at the inflation rate of Chainlink compared to the inflation rate of Ethereum. Look at the inflation rate of Shiba compared to the inflation rate of Ethereum into Bitcoin. And what does it have a set supply or does it have an infinite supply? These are the type of questions you need to be asking yourself when you're assessing a project. Part of what makes Bitcoin so valuable, 21 million hard cap. If you're, and you can go to, I think is it CoinGecko shows it real easy, or is it CoinMarketCap? And you can see show fully diluted market cap. You can see this means there is no limit. Dogecoin will inflate forever. Yep. So what does that tell you about the odds that Dogecoin eventually hits X, Y, and Z? Ethereum, 100% of it is in circulation right now. Now, there's also, I don't know if they have a hard cap on the supply either. So you want to keep that into consideration. There are emission rates with some of these things, but looking at a lot of the Shiba Inu, again, no hard cap, no, Leo token, a lot of these exchange, this is the issue with Cosmos right now. You hear a lot of us talking about them having an inflation issue. Yep. It's a great project, great tech, things can be built on it. It solves a problem. but it inflates too much compared to what's being used. So until that gets adjusted, you probably won't make as much money. Monero, another one, great privacy coin, great for its function, but probably not great to speculate on price. Anyway, you need to go EOS, especially, like, don't even get me started on EOS, but you need to be considering that you need to know the answer to all of those questions before you come and ask us if it's a good project or not a good project, or if you think it's going to go up or down, because I feel like so many people don't ever ask that. They just look at comparisons of other, like somebody asked today, if Ethereum pumps, could it pull Chainlink all the way up to $100? Well, sure, if the entire market goes up, Chainlink could go up, but I'm not betting on Chainlink having the same type of appreciation as something like Ethereum. So yeah, hate EOS. Yes, I do. Good to see Penguin Z on the board today. Huh?
I shaved my beard.
Oh.
I look worse now.
You finally showed it, though.
Oh, God, I hate it.
Kudos to you.
One day ETH will need to set a minimum cap if usage goes away, if goes way up again, and the burnings taking out half the split. Yeah, I agree. I mean, right now we could see an insane. I think we're going to see Ethereum get much closer in the ETH. I think ETH to BTC chart, it peaked out at about 0.15, maybe 0.14, I believe, in the previous run up. I think in 2017 is when that happened, and then this time we didn't get anywhere close to that. I think we could get much closer to 0.1 ETH value to Bitcoin in this cycle, which again would be closing that gap a little bit.
I just want to say something real quick on that, TJ, because it's funny. Yesterday, we were actually talking about token metrics, and I just recorded a video yesterday. It's going to be coming out on my channel probably right after we get off here. I talk about very, very similar stuff about when you're looking into a project, the tokenomics are super, super important. So if you don't know about tokenomics, definitely look into it. And token metrics, just because we were talking about it yesterday and I recorded that video, it breaks down, like when you look at each coin, you could scroll down and it gives you like a fundamental breakdown, a tokenomics breakdown, and there's another section that just quickly explains to you like, hey, this is the circulating supply. It talks about liquidity, and it just gives you a quick rundown of if it's good tokenomics or bad tokenomics. So definitely check out token metrics.
Yeah,
if you
great,
guys aren't
and
already.
it'll get you thinking that way too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we don't have a link, but go to Frank's channel, subscribe to Frank's channel, check out a link. He'll get you on token metrics. Manawak, I agree. Show was definitely not as fun yesterday without being able to chat. Yeah, we missed you guys yesterday, but we're glad we're all back in here and we're trying to grow our this Twitch audience. So shout out to our partner, twitch.tv/bitboy_crypto. If you want to join us live here and interact with the chat, that's what the show's all about. So if you're hearing this on audio, or by the way, we do have an audio podcast, but if you guys go search Blockchain Basement, you will find all of this on audio. If that's your preference, you can listen while you drive, etc. So if you're hearing this anywhere else, seeing clips or anything like that, twitch.tv/bitboy_crypto is where you get in live. But otherwise, we appreciate your support, and always smash the like, subscribe, share, do all the things, tell all your friends, because this is where the best place. That's not, I mean, there's a lot of good places to learn about Bitcoin. I was going to say it's the best place to learn, but it's the most fun place to learn. We'll say that.
Yeah.
And somebody was saying they didn't have enough. Gag 92. I just don't have enough hours in the day to trade. Hoping DCA is enough, or time to learn. Yeah, DCA can be enough for sure. DJ is talking super fast. I think I do that a lot.
You're listening
This is
super
normal.
slow.
Yeah. Sorry, Corey.
You're fucked.
Maybe I'll slow down. No, I'm hyped up, guys. Come on, it's 2023. We're trying to take over the world here. We've got goals in place. We're excited. We're going to make money in 2023. Bitcoin's moving up again. We're getting action. We're getting volatility. So yeah, I'm excited. I want to see Ethereum rip. The top of the triangle comes in at 1400, but the big resistance zone lies, which we know 1400 it held there for a while, but the big resistance 17 to 2000 to the top side. On the downside, 1,000 to 1,100, I think is extremely strong support, which is interesting. We've seen, so this is the kind of same wedge they're looking at here on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Yeah, interesting. I think when Ethereum rips, it can rip hard. Obviously, they've got this 1,200.
It's got the utility too.
1,700
Like
right
beyond token metrics, or it's got really strong utility. That's like, the tokenomics and everything, I feel like play into also what's the utility. And there's so much institutional interest in Ethereum that, like, paired with its deflationary future, yeah, I think that it's going to be like.
It's also where everybody is. Like, I was talking to Johnny about this in the office today, talking about all these Ethereum competitors, and it's like everyone's still on ETH.
Yep.
Like it's just, Yeah, that's where everybody is. Like you can have like Solana too. Like
Right.
Solana goes down all the time. We were talking about how that like he was saying he doesn't think Solana will ever come back. I would probably agree with that, but unfortunately, but
Not back to all-time highs for sure.
yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree with that. But yeah, it's just like that's where everybody is. You know, it's like everyone. Oh, the gas fees. It's like everyone's still on Ethereum.
Yeah, well, and they're solving the gas fees. We've seen Matic obviously has made big strides. Optimism, Arbitrum. I think Optimism's going to have a great run in 2023. That's definitely one you guys should keep an eye on. ETH Layer 2s for sure. Somebody mentioned, where did it go? Gala. Somebody said hopefully Gala doesn't continue to drop in 2023. Gala is exactly one of those projects you need to be looking at tokenomics because they're not great on Gala. I love Gala as a business to move the industry forward in play to earn gaming. What I would tell you on Gala is play their games, learn about it, and if one of those games hits, you'll make some money. The Gala token, they haven't found a good way to get the token into the different games. All the different games have their own tokenomics and their own economies. So I think there's going to be a lot of experimentation with that. And obviously you're hoping that they're funded well enough to make it through the cycles. I think they can. I was impressed when I went to Galaverse. I'm impressed with the founder, the creator of Zynga Games, which was poker and Farmville and several. He kind of pioneered free to play. I wouldn't surprise me if he could pioneer play to earn, but it's going to be a journey, guys. So buckle up. Yep. And I would say with Gala, play the games. Don't put big money into the Gala token, in my opinion, because there's a lot of just funky stuff with the way all that stuff works, and it's very hard to understand because they've got so like the way their nodes work are very different than the way other nodes work, and they're priced in Gala, but they're hard priced in dollar. It's just a lot of it doesn't make sense. So just be careful and try to understand it. If you can understand it and it makes sense to you and you feel confident in it, like great, but don't just blindly like, oh, Gala, it's gaming. I believe in gaming, and just throw it in there. And it's kind of the same thing we were talking about Engine yesterday. Like I like Engine, it's an interesting project, but So Gala new all-time high or no? I don't know. Great question. That's one of those ones I could see it not making a new all-time high next cycle, but it very well could.
So White Rabbit says, optimism is less secure than ZK from my knowledge. Well, good thing it's a zero knowledge proof, so your knowledge doesn't matter. That's just a joke.
Roasted.
That's just a joke.
That was a good one.
That was bad.
That's a pretty nuanced debate that I don't think it necessarily makes sense to get into on this show. No. Zero knowledge proofs versus optimistic rollups.
I think that's actually something we should at some point.
We could.
We'd be way ahead of the buck of when it's kind of mainstream conversation.
Who here can actually discuss it though?
I could a little bit, but I don't know. I know more about ZK rollups than I do about I don't really understand exactly the details of optimistic rollups. I know there's trade-offs.
I know.
Yeah, Johnny's all about it.
Johnny knows a lot.
He said something so funny this morning. He's like, all these people like planning or these blockchains thinking they're going to be ETH killers. You hear that ETH killer all the time, and their first opponent and first boss they have to make it past to get to Ethereum is Polygon.
Right.
And so, there is that. Like everyone's trying to pine for that ETH spot, but there's a lot of interconnectivity that ETH has built out that you have to get past first to even get close to them. So
yeah. All right, I'm gonna hand this to Frank here for a minute. We're gonna look at some trading view levels.
Wait, Red Dog said, how do you guys feel about AVAC?
Avalanche, mixed. I think it could do well. I like smart contract platforms, layer ones. It's again, you watch and see. It could do really. I think it will pump in the next bull market. I tell you that. It's gonna. If you accumulate it now, you can make money in a year, most likely.
Fed minutes will be coming out right as we're live too.
That always happens.
That's gonna be sick.
So we might see a pump right into it. So all right, here you go, Frank. Let me see. Take your best shot there.
Boom.
I don't know if you do that on a laptop too much, but
no, I think we'll be good.
Yeah.
So basically, this is kind of what we've been looking at on the morning stream and on my channel, and that is this level right here.
Oh, pause real quick. Like bring me back on the screen.
No.
Pause. Freeze.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just gonna say, if you guys haven't subscribed to Frankie Candles yet, make sure to subscribe. Frankie Candles on YouTube. I know most of you guys probably already have, but Frank has the like. If you want free education to learn how to trade, he does 2-hour streams every single day, 5:45. Frankie Candles. Go subscribe.
Yeah,
the house.
absolutely. Tons of free content. Also have a free Discord
That's
that
right.
is super, super valuable if you're just learning to learn, if you're just starting to learn. Definitely really good free resources that I basically designed my whole channel to offer what I wish I had when I was trying to learn. So the struggles I had when I was trying to learn, I'm trying to fill those gaps and making it super easy with as little barrier to entry as possible. So, but looking at the chart here, we've been looking at this on my channel and the morning stream, and that is this level, which is the point of control at about $16,810. And this was the level that I am looking at. You know, if we can get above here and flip this to from resistance to support, that is where we open up the door to come up, you know, into, you know, about 17,100. And then, you know, I know we were looking at some of those other levels about, I think it was about 18. I think it was 18.1 was another level that they had. So just, you know, zooming out a little bit to find where that is. Coincidentally, we do have a golden pocket right there. So if we do wind up getting a move into this value area high, I will be looking for shorts at this level. But if we can break out of there and start getting a bigger move to the upside to potentially revisit these highs, that would bring us into that $18,100 level that we were just looking at in that article, in which case you would be at the very, very top of the range and maybe a good place to go short.
What's the value area high number?
The value area high is coming in at about
Is that the purple there? 16,954.
Yeah.
17.1, about 17,
17.1. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're thinking a strong move up to that, and then which could happen today, tomorrow, and then most likely you say we get rejected. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I say, you know, I don't know if we will most likely get some form of rejection there. So basically the way I treat those is when you have a big, strong move to the upside, I will short the resistance, but I treat it as a short, like a small scalp trade. I lock in profits early, move my stop loss to my entry. And then if it winds up dumping, you get a grand slam. And if it winds up continuing to pump, you get stopped down in profit. So it's a good risk management method, but just real quick.
If it breaks that value area high, you get stopped out. Would you flip into a long?
Yeah, and so basically what I would do there, let me just pull this up. So if we did break above that value area high, first off, what I would look for is I would look for volume, extra volume bars to be coming in on the volume profile, which is, I know is kind of hard to see on the chart here, but you'll basically see big volume bars like we have down here pop up here, and that would indicate that we're going to stick above that level. But if we break above the value area high and there's no new volume coming in, that would indicate that we're going to get sucked back into this range below the value area.
Have we had any 4-hour candles already close above the point of control?
I believe we are about to.
You're on the 3-hour. Yeah, you're on the 3-hour right now. Yeah, so it looks like
boom. Yeah, so this yeah, we did have a couple that not really full candles, but we have this one might be this one looks like it may close.
Strong.
Yeah, it is looking strong. We also have a money flow crossover into the green. It is looking like we could you know, pretty easily make
Where
it
was
up
the
there.
you had what chart did you have the trend line on the money flow? Is that on this one or is that on the other account? I saw it the other day when we were doing the stream, we were looking at it.
Money flow coming to the upside, you mean? Yeah, well, so on the 4-hour right here, I can just draw another one. We do have, you could just kind of you could just connect the highs and you can see, I mean, clearly this is flowing to the upside and I mean, it is crossing into the green. So that's pretty bullish. You want to be careful because we are in a bear market, but the fact that we are getting that crossover into the green could easily push us up to that value area high. And then if I just zoom out a little bit here, you can also see, I'll let it load. You can see how the volume kind of falls off. The next real big high volume node is actually at 17.3. So we could easily make it up to 17.3 as well, because you could just see this big gap in volume that we have right here. Price can just sometimes flies right through those gaps and sticks to the next high volume node, which is at 17.3.
Right. So we hit 17.1 value area high, right? Say you have a short there, you get wicked out, whatever. We break it, we flip long. We move up to 17.3. You expect it to pull back to the previous value area high at 17.1, assuming we get rejected off of 17.3.
Yeah, if we get rejected off of 17.3,
because you pull that chart back up. I mean, you can see very clear right here. Touch, like all the way through there, and the volume.
Yeah, and you can see you see how it lines up with that high volume node on the right as well. It's just right where you get rejected. So that would, I mean, and just keeping it simple. you know, if you got rejected 1, 2, 3 times before, chances are you're going to get some form of reaction off of that. Even if you're going to break it, it's likely you'll come down a little bit before popping through it. You could even see we actually held it as support when we came up and came back down, held it as support for a second there.
Yeah.
And then if you zoom out more, I mean, you don't have to. I'm sure after that high at about 18.1 that we were looking at, the volume falls off quite a bit, and you'll have a giant. Yeah, you see that massive volume gap.
That's 20K ish, right?
I believe that's
19.1. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
and that's not about 19.180 is that's the level we were looking at a few weeks ago, hoping to get to, but we never made it.
Yeah, and then there's 20K. So yeah, there's going to be some work here. I mean, you can see when you start zooming out, like, look at that. Look how tight of a range we're in. Like,
It
looks
always
like a
feels like a
floor.
big pump.
yeah, and that's why we're talking about there. When the range is this tight and we're waiting for a move or a breakout, it will definitely break quickly. Now, I will say we're in what I think is going to be a kind of a choppy market for most of this year, because the volume isn't low volume means you can move it quickly, but I don't think we're talking moves of 16.9 to 17.1 to 17.3. We're not talking about 16.9 to 25,000 in the course of a day or two. Now that can still happen. That can happen with Bitcoin, and we can see definitely things that will start pushing it back up, and we'll get into that. But I think this year we'll churn, we'll flip over 17, we'll get up to 17 or 20, and then we'll finally flip 20, and then we'll battle between 20 and 25, then we'll flip 25 and get up to 28, then we'll range between 20 and 28, then we'll break out to above 28 and a fast move. I think once we get above 28, you can see a quick move into the mid 30s, you know, pushing towards 40. I think we lose momentum that way and then fall all the way back down to 20. And that'll happen, I think, over pretty much the course of this entire year, most of the time being between 20 and 28. So battle at the beginning to get up into that range, 20 to 28, a breakout in the middle of the year, pushing up to 40, that we get rejected, fall back into the range of 20 to 28. And these are approximate numbers, guys. I don't go, you know, like these detailed things are 19,134. I'm just broad ranges here, 20 to 28K because of those volume nodes that we're looking at. I mean, like what Frank was just saying, like you see, I mean, this is insane.
Those things have
volume.
been pretty spot on this year too.
Yeah. Let's see. How much lower do we have to go? All right. Well, this will take too long to load. All right. We'll move on from charts, but gosh, you can just get sucked into these things.
Oh, yeah.
So much. So
Since we're moving on, Chemistry Bro asked, how are we feeling about exchange stability now?
That's a good question.
I want to move 10K into my trading account, tired of only trading with 1K, but was just being cautious about more possible collapses and withdrawal halts. So are we over that hump yet? What do you guys think?
go ahead, Frank. I have an answer, but you go first.
Yeah. So I would say not quite yet, but we're going to start getting into some stuff on my channel, and I'm sure probably the other channels as well, of a way that you don't really have to worry about putting your money on exchanges to trade with.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. So I'm feeling much better about exchange stability. I think we've seen, you know, like all of the insolvencies we're going to see most likely. I mean, we might see Genesis, but that's not an exchange. That's a different broker, dealer, third-party vendor, whatever you want to call them. So I'd feel fine with it. That being said, and I've talked about it on the show before, Apex.exchange allows you, and there should be a link in the description if you see it, or we'll drop it somewhere. It's no KYC, self-custody DEX. So you're linking your own wallet. And then you move in what you need to trade. You move right back to your own stuff. You're not really leaving. You know, you obviously have to put it on to open a trade, close it, you know, while you're in a trade, but then you take profits back to your own wallets. You hold it all the time. Yes, and BitGet has proven they have, I think they have like 300% proof of reserves.
Yeah, it was at least twice the
no debt, you know, and that's a big thing when you're worried about solvency. Check their debt. Check what kind of leverage they have. If people that are leveraged to the hilt, you know, they're in trouble, or they should be treated with extreme caution. If we haven't learned anything this so far, all of the major collapses, people had insane debt and leverage that they were trying to roll up, and then eventually they got caught when the tide went out. So yeah, and that is Apex is for trading derivatives. If you don't want to do that, you can trade spot on BitGet or, you know, plenty of other places. So
I think they're listing Bonk on BitGet too.
Are they really? Oh, so we actually
aren't people having trouble pulling out of their profits on Bonk this morning? I think I heard that.
Bonk is getting listed on Binance. I thought I saw.
I did see that. Yes, as well.
Half of my stories don't get into this somehow. I don't know why or how, but I swear I had a story on that. Bonk burns 500 billion token. Oh gosh, guys, just this feels very Shiba Inu.
Yeah, I was just
like
gonna
there
say
it is, right? Is that can't be the logo for Bonk? Oh, do you have my? There it is.
There it is.
Is it?
Bonk, the new meme coin in town that prides itself on its first Solana dog coin, has been on the rise all week long. The token's largest growth is currently being fueled by the updated shared of the token's Twitter page, according to, Anyway, look, if you want to degen out, you know, there's money to be made here. But there's a lot of money to be lost as well. You don't want to be the last one holding the bag. Just be very careful with that. This was just a fun tweet. Here, I'll retweet it. 1984, Brave New World, Fahrenheit 451, you are here.
My friend Liz goes, "Oh, it's like 8th grade."
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's funny, in 8th grade we all read these books and then everybody forgets about them.
Yeah.
Now you're not allowed to read them. I don't think there's like schools that have them banned.
Oh yeah, for sure. Fahrenheit 4. There was a big book burnings. I think 1984 is
1984 is gone too.
Fahrenheit 451.
They don't read that anymore.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They get those way out of here. So
where's Animal Farm? Come on.
I see. Brace for impact. Bitcoin open interest RSI forms bearish divergence. So this is the other side of what's bullish. You know, like obviously, I'll admit it. I'm a permabull. I have a bullish bias. I want to see Bitcoin go up. So I'm always looking for charts that show that. But you always want to look at the inverse as well. Challenge yourself. As pointed out by an analyst in Crypto Quant post, a short-term bearish correction might soon take place for BTC. The open interest is an indicator that measures the total amount of Bitcoin futures contracts currently open on derivative exchanges. Let's see if this pulls us to a chart. Or is it just a definition? Euler. Internet's loading. No, it's just another story. So, all right. It's an indicator that measures the total amount of Bitcoin futures currently open on different derivative exchanges. The metric takes into account both long and short contracts. When the value of this metric goes up, it means the investors who are opening more contracts on derivative exchanges right now. Such a trend could result in higher volatility for the crypto's price, as it implies leverage is increasing the market. We all know that. On the other hand, decreasing value suggests holders are getting liquidated or are closing down their futures contracts currently. Naturally, this could lead to a more stable price. So here's what we're looking at. Oh, is this the bottom there where they've got the open interest?
Yep.
Will not get bigger? Come on. That's what she said.
Dead.
So here you go. We've got the open interest picking back up here, which really is this right here. Man, look at that. There was nobody trading right there.
That's brutal.
And now, and then you got the holidays, and I think part of what we're seeing is people just getting back into their normal routine, getting trading again. We know traditional markets were closed, up and through the Tuesday. So, that's part of it. But it also probably bodes well for getting rejected a little bit off of 16.9, pulling back and then moving back up. So I was just wanted to look at the counter side here. Yeah. As you can see in the above graph, the quant has highlighted the relevant regions of the trend. Let's see. For the Bitcoin open interest RSI 14, it would appear that whenever the RSI has risen while BTC price has been moving sideways or downwards, a bearish divergence has formed. So here we go. These three areas. RSI goes up, drop. RSI goes up in the sideways action, drop. RSI going up in the sideways action, drop. So like this could be a lot of people still crypto savvy out there who actually said he may come visit and come by the studio. But savvy still, a lot of people still calling for 10K, sub 10K, extremely bearish action into 2023. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing accumulation. I'm seeing opportunities. And I'm seeing a lot of fear coming from the big players while they're accumulating, which should tell you should be accumulating and don't listen to the noise. You need to filter through that noise because, like, again, even on the stock market, they've been telling us forever, recession. Markets are getting crushed. We read yesterday, bad year for the economy, better year for markets. So markets, Tesla, Netflix, tech stocks got crushed almost as hard as crypto. And I think this is a time for really
a jab.
He's saying was his super chat, crypto savvy super chat earlier, a playful jab. Seemed more like a jab.
Yeah, no, they're always playful jabs. They're always playful jabs. They talk. I mean, you might get a little bit of a jab in there, but it's kind of like when you're playing around with your friends and it's all fun, like you play boxing or whatever, and then all of a sudden somebody and then all of a sudden it gets a little real, you know, and then people are a little irritated, and then
somebody slips it in.
yeah,
Wait, what?
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's usually how it is with Savvy. Like we get along great with him. We have differences of opinion. He was saying today, you know, like that we I think he was saying that he was feeling like we were poking fun at him, and we're not. We just have differences of opinion. So
And that's okay.
yeah, that's healthy, believe it or not.
Yeah. Well, one thing I will point out though is like you were saying, TJ, like you have like the big players showing a little bit of fear while they accumulate.
Yeah.
And you know, even if we did drop down to 10K from where we are now to 10K, not too bad. Even if you are DCAing in now, you drop a little lower, you put a little bit more money in, you're still going to get a good average buy-in cost. I mean, unless Bitcoin goes down to like 3K, which, I mean, nothing's impossible, but that's very highly unlikely in my opinion, at least at this minute. But, you know, unless it goes down to 3K, like if you're DCAing in right now, we get another drop down, a wick down to 10K, like it's not going to be the worst entry. You just buy a little bit more when you're down there. As long as you're not dumping your whole life savings in at one time, you should be good averaging into the market.
Yeah, I agree. And we're going to look, man, I didn't realize this thread was so long. We're going to look at this thread here that, oh, not this.
Wait.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Riddled said FOMC minutes are out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm watching
then-
the graph.
Give me the TLDR. Come on, hit us in the chat. We don't have time to read the
And
FOMC
then,
meetings. We know you guys do.
Red Robles said, what is the best site to use when researching an asset? There are so many. Do you have a go-to?
Well, I mean, obviously, everybody's go-to to start is CoinMarketCap. You know, you're going to start with the very basics of a project. But no, there isn't one place. You got to go everywhere.
Beardaland said, always start with the white paper, then check their site.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you go to CoinMarketCap, it will link you to most of the resources you need for the project. It'll link you to the project's website where you can find the white paper. It'll link you to where it's being traded. You can see the tokenomics. You'll learn a lot, which, again, that's this, guys. We come here all the time. Yeah. You know, CoinMarketCap, you come in here, you click on this project, you see all these links up here, website, community, white paper, source code, you know, markets. You can see what exchanges it's being traded on, what the volume is. You can see circulating supply, the max supply. See, I said it had no max supply. So that's something to watch. You know, you need to be coming in here and looking. Max supply, none. Okay, interesting. You know, token supply, you know, there's a lot of information here that gives you, that helps you assess projects. And it's a lot of it's right here at your fingertips. So if you're going to start at one place, I'd start there. But to answer that question, no, you just got to research everywhere.
Crypto
DeFi Llama, Masari.
Yeah, Masari, DeFi Llama, Glassnode. We talk about a lot of them here. Coin Perspective, we pull up sometimes. I mean, if you're looking, there's so many. I don't even know where to start. Santiment, Crypto Quant, we look at. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on and on. God, tokenomics, like Frank mentioned. I mean, is it
Tokenmetrics?
Tokenmetrics,
yep.
Yeah. All right, so real quick.
CryptoCaps.com.
Wait, Crypto Thorn said, looking bullish, minutes say inflation is down 0.3%.
All right, so let's see if we're getting an immediate. Well, we already kind of knew that, but
it like tapped right under 17K and dropped back down to 16.8, and now it's at 16.9.
Getting a little scammy now.
It's getting Scam Wiki on it just for the moment being, but.
All right, well, let's get into this a little economy stuff. We were talking about it. I didn't realize this is some interesting stuff here. This might take a minute because there's some interesting graphs. But United States economy is a $23 trillion balancing act.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, those numbers are crazy. And no one really understands it. So I found 6 charts to translate the madness. Here's a breakdown of what it means for 2023. And we'll try to retweet these guys. If you want to go follow Hit Network on Twitter, you'll see a lot of this, you know, the stuff we're pulling up here. So number 1, bye cushy jobs. In 2022, 125,000 plus tech employees got laid off, and 85,000 plus since November 1st. Wow. The 2010s were dominated by free lattes, free laundry, and overflowing oat milk for tech workers. No more. Yep. In 2023, the war for talent will favor businesses over employees. So let's see. This is number of tech companies let go. You know, so this is just over the course of the year, January, February, March, April, May. Obviously, huge, massive spike in November. You know, the big ones, obviously, Twitter, Meta. Oh, Twitter's on here twice. Meta, Amazon. These are trippy looking. Anyway,
I think it's in chronological order
Yeah,
within the month too. The Twitter had that big layoff when Elon first took off over, and then he had to fire more because they were spending too much. Yeah, I mean, cushy, useless job. But the good thing is they can move out of San Francisco and stop living in their car outside of the headquarters. And go.
Yeah, the job market has shifted, guys. You need to work hard and
That's just 2022.
That's just 2022. Yeah. And it's like we've seen it across the sector. It's part of what that we know we needed unemployment to go up before the economy started to recover. So number 2, mortgage rates at 7.8%. High mortgage rates means it gets harder to buy homes. It gets harder to build new businesses. Capital will be more costly in 2023. This will force frugality from founders, which again, we've seen this to be true over and over and over. Strong cash flow businesses are what's great right now. You want low debt, good, positive cash flow, because there's not going to be a lot of capital. So if you're looking to raise and grow, a lot of these growth companies that are using growth capital, it ain't there right now. Yep. Inverted yield curve. In normal times, you earn more interest with a longer holding period. And we talked about this yesterday. Today, it's the opposite. A 6-month U.S. Treasury bill pays you 4.71%. A 10-year Treasury bond pays you 3.4%. This predicts one thing. A recession is coming in 2023. Yeah, this is not good. You do not want to see a short-term bond paying more than a 10-year bond. It means they're trying to get money now because they need it now, and they're trying to prevent, more pain, basically. The S&P 500 dropped 19.4% in 2022, the biggest annual decline since 2008. The driver, reversal from 0% interest rates. Stocks rip when capital costs close to nothing, which is kind of the same thing he just said in the last one. Too much spending, inflation, rate hikes, rising rates pushed stocks to plunge in 2022. So there's the SPX. Yeah, I almost said SPY. 6, how are you feeling? Yes, the economy is based on numbers, but also sentiment. I almost said sentiment. Sentiment, I don't know if I said that earlier, another crypto research website.
No, good point. Yeah.
Yeah. But also sentiment. If consumers feel good, you spend more and the economy does well, which is what we've seen in the past. This graph tells us how consumers feel today. 37% of Americans feel worse. So that's what I'm saying. They're pushing a lot of fear right now. Everybody is starting to feel the crunch of the rate hikes and of the less flowing money. The inflation is still there. They're showing year over year and claiming it's coming down dollar for dollar on real goods like food and groceries and a lot of that stuff. The inflation is extremely high since if you go back if you compare it to 2 years ago, and people are starting to feel it now. Like didn't feel it in 2020 as much. They got scared going into the pandemic. Then they got tons of free money and they felt a lot more comfortable, and everybody, okay, everybody thought we were losing jobs. We got jobs. We got free money from the government. Yep. Oh, wait a minute. That free money's gone. Oh, wait a minute. People are losing jobs. Oh, wait a minute. I can't afford my food anymore. Like it's just, yeah.
Well, this is more of a white collar recession. I don't know many blue collar guys that got laid off.
No, that's a good point. I think you're absolutely right. We're talking tech stocks. We're talking cushy jobs getting wiped out. We're talking people that were getting overpaid. Yeah. So this is a healthy correction in a lot of ways. This is what we needed this a long time ago. And the nonstop money printing allowed us to continue in a fictional reality where they pretended this was creating value when really you were just printing money out the wazoo and creating government programs to move it all around. Yeah. Trickle down from white collar to blue collar. That is true.
To a degree, though, you have a lot of blue collar that are insulated in small businesses that are busier than a one-arm paper hanger. So
that is true, but I do think that will start to shift into 2023. Like when you're talking about new construction, like when you talk about the housing market, if building slows down, that affects so many things.
In 2008, the restoration took over rather than ground up restoration and renovations took over. And
we're seeing that. We're seeing a trend for that already. We work, our real estate company are seeing more and more people asking for renovations. They're actually launching a whole renovation division. Just got rugged by my kids wanting to talk to me on the doorbell. I missed anything good? Yeah, we told you guys who Satoshi was. Sorry, Corey, you missed it.
Everyone got free Bitcoin.
Yeah, you missed it. Oh well, you had to be here to get the 10 Bitcoin that we gave away for free. No, just kidding, guys. We didn't do that. One day, I would like to do that at some point. Give away 10 Bitcoin.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, if we maybe as a that'd be cool. Maybe as a company we could do that. Like all the channels of Hit Network combined,
just pool up,
could give away. That's
Maybe
a lot, though.
Someday.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of Bitcoin.
To summarize, keep an eye on these 6 metrics to simplify the economy for 2023. Layoff totals, mortgage rates, yield curve, inflation rates, S&P 500, and consumer sentiment, which realistically, we look at a lot of this stuff on the day. Like this is what listening to the FOMC meetings will talk about, unemployment numbers, the cost of money is basically what you're looking at there. How bad the government wants money quick. Inflation rates, how much is getting printed versus consumed, supply and demand. S&P 500, that's just the stock market. And consumer confidence is the one you hear this said more commonly.
Yeah.
Let's see. So if you enjoyed this, retweet it, which I did. You guys should follow this. It's good information. So anyway, that was a pretty good breakdown. I thought, things where if you're paying attention to those things, you'll have a pretty good pulse on where the economy is going. Also, watching what other people are doing, thinking for yourself. Groceries are outrageous. I expect packaged contents to decrease. I expect package contents to decrease later in the year, similar to what happened in Argentina during the late 90s, early 2000s. What is package content? What does that mean?
Package content, you might be referring to like the excess plastic and packaging that we do on contents.
Interesting. But groceries are outrageous. Like I mean, I don't go to the store without spending like almost $200 and I'm getting like not a lot of stuff. Like it's crazy.
I'm dropping 6.
Yeah.
God.
Poor guy. You got
Walking
so
out
many
with
kids.
2 shopping bags.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
You're dropping 6 for a family of 4. I'm dropping 2 to feed like myself, and I eat out most of the time. Like it's
6. Its family is 6.
Oh yeah, 4 kids. Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a
That's
lot.
crazy. Yeah, it would be awesome if y'all did that for someone. Yeah, it would definitely change their life. I'm an engineer in manufacturing. The worst I have ever seen in the maintenance field is cut in overtime. Manufacturing mechanics are too hard to find and generally make $100K a year. Worst I have ever seen in the maintenance field is cut in over. Oh, I see. So basically what he's saying is they might cut back on your overtime, but you're not getting let go. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
I feel like as time goes on, those jobs are more in demand anyway, because like all like the newer generations all want to work on computers and stuff. So there's just less people going into that workforce, which will, be good for the people in there. You're probably higher pay and all that. But
Yeah.
It's amazing to build to your point. I am one of those guys that like shows up and I'll build your backyard, know, when I need a job or whatever. So I've ran a fencing and decking business, and it pays. Like I helped build a head hunting company when the money printers were on, and the hiring market was crazy. They'd pay you tons of money. But I make more money, kind of in this situation, but I do this job because I like it more. So,
Yeah, exactly. Education. You're investing in yourself.
Yeah, I enjoy it. And everyone looks at me like I'm nuts if I'm sitting there yelling about CBDCs to them in the middle of a field digging a hole. Too.
Not here though. Not here. We're like, preach.
Yeah.
keep going.
Kelly NYC or Kellum NYC says, my wife and I spend about $450 a month on groceries. Riddle with Pun says, I'm not scared of the store. I'm scared of looking at the receipt. Big hands down. Blue collar work never gets hit as hard. Let's see. I work in the medical field, so stable because people get hurt regardless of the markets. Yeah, there's definitely industries that are insulated, guys, and that's something to keep an eye on. Looking at something that's recession-proof is one thing. Hairdressers, things that are and Amazon-proof companies, because Amazon obviously is wiping out a lot of different businesses. Things that put hands on people, chiropractors.
Liquor business.
What's that?
The liquor business.
doctors.
People drink to celebrate. People drink when they're sad.
Yeah.
People always drink.
Hey, if you can sell something people are addicted to, that's a strong business. Like if you're selling drugs and alcohol, you're probably
Coffee.
Coffee,
Open a
sugar,
Starbucks.
sugar, caffeine. Like look at all those energy drink companies. They're printing money. So spend a lot. Somebody said I spent a lot of money on liquor. Shout out to our government. Never been screwed
You just
harder in
wait,
my
baby.
life.
Just wait till Project Hamilton is done. They're loading up a nice one for you.
The government.
Yeah.
What is Project Hamilton?
Yeah, tell us more. Drew.
MIT is designing the CBDC Project Hamilton, and it's also done at the same lab that they're.
Go back. That was a total joke. I was pretending like we got
Damn
cut
it.
off.
Okay,
Start
so
over.
Project Hamilton is MIT's CBDC project, but it's also being created at the same lab that a chip device that goes into your skin to track and understand how many vaccinations you've taken to be in compliance with mandates previously made was also be paired with that CBDC. So you just wait until 5 years from now. So that's why I'm talking about this now, because it's not here yet, and pay attention. So. Yeah,
I got a story here. It says Project Hamilton has concluded weeks after legislators' inquiry, according to the Boston Fed. The 2-year project produced a white paper in February. Research results will continue to appear with the Fed's partner at MIT, scheduled to make a research report in January. Obviously, they're stacking their CBDCs there, getting ready to eat you alive. Project Hamilton, the research project of the United States Federal Reserve Bank of Boston and Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and announced its conclusion in the run-up to Christmas. The 2-year project looked at the technical aspects of a hypothetical United States digital dollar central bank digital currency. Project Hamilton took critical early steps towards a deeper understanding of how money might work better for all. Boston Fed Executive Vice President Jim Kuna said in a statement announcing the conclusion of the project, the technology agnostic project I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
Released a white paper and open source research software called OpenCBDC. Interesting. In 2 versions, only one of which used distributed ledger technology. At the time, organizers promised that continuing research would look at, they promised eventually we'll look at privacy, audibility, programmability, interoperability, and more.
I think they're looking at privacy right now. That's the one thing they want to destroy before moving forward with this project. They want to destroy privacy. That's the one thing holding
privacy is
them
only
back.
on their side.
Right. They have privacy. So they can
Yeah.
control.
They don't want
can-
you to know how
Privacy.
much they spent on that toilet in the Pentagon. It was $800,000. Don't
Right.
question it. Leave
Yeah.
us alone.
Research at the Boston Fed and MIT said they plan to release additional retrospectives on Project Hamilton findings in the coming months. So this is a result. This is a direct result of the executive order, right?
Yeah,
this
it
is what
is.
this was put together on that.
It is. It's a direct response to the executive order, but the most bothersome thing to me about it is not what they're doing on the CBDC side, but that it's done in the same laboratory and the same technological team that is building a vaccination compliance chip as well. So, yeah, I'm not happy with it, and that's why I'm big on decentralization in Bitcoin, particularly, and capital flight and the technological tea party to come, because it's going to be a real thing, and people will wake up once it's said enough times.
Yeah, this is interesting. The Fed also
Someday.
hinted that the work had continued on OpenCBDC, noting that it had reached a throughput rate of 1.84 million transactions per second. That is presumably on a non-blockchain version, which had reached 1.7 million transactions per second as of February. The blockchain version processed 170,000 transactions per second as of that time.
Yeah.
Project Hamilton was the subject of a letter from 9 U.S. legislators handed by Representative Tom Emmer, addressed to the Boston Fed. There has been insufficient visibility into the interaction between Project Hamilton and the private sector.
No shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because they don't want to know what's, again,
I will-
behind those doors.
And just to be, on the other side of what I just said, we do, a CBDC would give a good way for us to kick the can down the road and not have our dollar collapse in general.
Yeah.
So we got to think about that. We do have to create some kind of elbow room, but it's about us as people being serious about making sure that the legislation is done in a humanitarian way so that you can still purchase goods at the store if you don't comply with the medical industrial complex 10 years from now. So you can use your vote. They work for you still. This government works for you, and you can make your voice heard, and you can reach out to Tom Emmer and tell them what you will and will not allow. You still have that ability if you're in America. So you might
Yeah,
want to use it.
Tom's been, I think, doing a great job with his approach to a lot of this stuff. I mean, that's what he's saying. The letter's author asked about the involvement of private firms in the research and expressed concern about unfair advantages for research participants in the future CBDC development. They also asked about the project's approach to privacy. They requested a written response without suggesting a deadline. The letter did not name specific private firms associated with the project. The white paper did not acknowledge any private involvement. Emmer is an opponent of CBDCs and introduced legislation in January to prohibit the Fed from issuing a U.S. CBDC directly to consumers, because that's really what it feels like they're doing. They're trying to help central banks circumvent the traditional banking system and just go straight from central bank to consumer, which a CBDC would allow them to do, which allows them to control the money supply a lot better. Since February...
Nancy Pelosi stepping down so her company can take over this.
Yeah, well, that's... I would be...
It's funny timing.
I would be shocked if Circle isn't one of the private companies they're working with, who is the issuer of USDC.
Yeah.
I'm still a big proponent. I think USDC will be the US stablecoin. And to Drew's point, we need the demand on the dollar right now. Like when we're talking about those yield inversions on the bonds, it's all supply and demand. All of these, all markets are a result of supply and demand. And right now, we've over the last 2 to 3 years, I would say drastically, but I need a bigger word, like insurmountably, crazily increased the money supply over the last 2 years, and the demand has been relatively neutral. I mean, it might be up a little bit, but it's not that much higher, where if we could issue a global CBDC of the US dollar, and we don't have to go over and completely take over an economy to instill the dollar there, anybody all over the world could start interacting with it. Boom, the demand on the dollar goes through the roof. They're, like we have buyers for these people. It's almost like they're coming up with an indirect way they can get anytime people are holding dollars not in bonds and not getting a return, it's free money for them. So if they can get people if they can print all of these dollars, not match them to CBDCs, get them in the hands of people all over the world, it creates much more demand for the dollar, which is always what they're trying to do. Right. Let's see. Chemistry Bro, I wonder when they flip the narrative for digital assets / currencies so that CBDCs will be widely accepted by the masses. Because at the moment, mainstream thought is still anti-crypto mostly, so they will need to change that before successfully introducing these for wide usage. Should be a nice pump for top coins when they change the mainstream narrative. I do think that mainstream narrative is starting to shift, and they are moving towards other things. So
they're just going to use different verbiage. They're just
Yeah.
going to call it tokenization of the banking system.
Yeah,
They've
exactly.
already said it.
they'll
you know?
call it token, not crypto. Yeah, they have been. TJ, you see the money supply on TradingView. Search M2 real.
Oh yeah, that real money supply.
M2
It's ugly.
Oh, is it the real money supply?
Yeah, it's
Oh, interesting. That
Here's
is cool. We'll have to
vertical.
we'll pull that up tomorrow, riddled with puns. Think inflation is bad now. Wait until they can increase the money supply with a click of a button. Well, they pretty much can.
They
right
already
now,
can.
But,
Yeah.
They're going to be doing it a lot more. When,
Less physical labor.
those
involved, I
numbers on
guess.
your dollar. That's just a tracking number within their own computer system.
yeah, most people don't realize. I think I would say 90. It's probably closer to 95% of the dollars in circulation are already digital. There's very, very little cash out there right now.
Right.
What would stop them from continuously printing digital tokens and ending up in the same scenario? Nothing at all. That is what will happen. That's why Drew used the phrase "kick the can down the road." They're just trying to keep this Ponzi alive as long as they can, and it's been a Ponzi ever since 1971 when we came off the gold standard. At that point, everything was on a hard money supply because the dollar was linked to gold at $35 an ounce, and every other currency was linked to the dollar. Then in one move, by taking the dollar off the gold standard, we immediately made all currencies in the entire world fiat, meaning they didn't have anything backing them, and it was all a confidence game from then on out. And people are losing confidence. We can show that over and over and over, which is why they have to play all these games and do all these posturing and make all these political promises to keep you tame, keep your sentiment docile is really what they want. They don't want outrage. They don't want another Occupy Wall Street. They don't want a run on the
Bank
banks.
runs.
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
It's hot. It's hot.
And that's what they won't. I mean, they put rules in place to almost prevent bank runs. Again, try to go withdraw your money. Try to go withdraw all. If you have a lot of money in the bank, try to go withdraw it all. You'll be shocked. They won't let you.
And you'll be angry.
It's their money, by the way. If you have any money in a bank, you signed a contract that says this is your money, not my money. I've given you an unsecured loan on my money, and you will give it back to me as you see fit, when you see fit, on the schedule you see fit, and you don't have to actually give. You can not give it back if you can justify it. So it's people. Read the paperwork you're signing when you go create a bank account.
And I want to apologize for derailing us.
No, it's okay. you can derail me anytime. Drew.
Oh, hey.
Wow.
I said
Is that like the fancy way of saying pulling out?
well, I did notice Sofa King Crypto or whatever says that he struggles with that. So.
We got you, boo.
Oh, I don't need to anymore. I'm all fixed up. So
You are.
Nice.
we're good. Very bullish.
Dude, what does mine say? Oh, sweet. That's what it says. No, dude, what does mine say?
Oh my god. Terrible.
Anyway,
yeah.
yeah, Kathy Woods, ARK Invest, plow another 19 million into Tesla stock. I know some of you guys.
Can't say plow after what we just talked about.
I mean, today.
We will.
Look,
Okay.
the basement is a place of innuendos. And every word that has any tie to any kind of sexual connotation, everybody in that chat brains goes there immediately. We know we're in here with a bunch of degens. Like,
It's what happens.
this is what happens in the basement.
I
You know,
blame
It's a little
myself.
damp down here. That's what we say.
It's a little damp.
Anyway,
Better than moist.
yeah, exactly. 19 million into Tesla stock after Elon Musk's EV maker missed delivery targets. So Tesla's been getting crushed. We know she loaded up on Coin yesterday. I think I heard in the morning chat, unconfirmed, Coin had a 15% bump today. I'm not sure because I could just check.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Beep boop up.
Did you guys?
Enhance.
And while we're looking for this, did you guys
10%
see
as of right now. Go ahead.
the Tesla EV credits are like way lower than all the other car companies as
Yeah.
far as like the EV credits that Tesla owners get or whatever. Like it's not even like a hybrid vehicle from Ford is better rated by our government than a Tesla is. That's fully electronic. So
And I wonder when that happened.
yeah, well, I mean, Elon looked pretty surprised when they brought it up to him. I think it was last week. A couple Twitter users like screenshotted their credit that they got for it, and he was like, "What is this? We need to look into this and stuff." So yeah,
I wonder if they're judging Tesla much more strictly now that Elon acquired Twitter than they used to before.
Yeah, well, it's not their bastion for propaganda anymore, so they got to figure out a way to strangle it.
They want to make Elon Musk feel the pain because he just showed he just lifted up the curtain and showed everybody what was going on back there, and it was ugly, and it was what everybody was saying was going on. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
And no coverage whatsoever from the mainstream media of
Right.
the Twitter files. Not one mention of anything on the Twitter files. I do like the way they were releasing it with independent journalists, but I don't think they did it the best way because it was big for like a day, but unless you're really into that stuff, I don't think people were paying. It didn't go viral at all, and it definitely should have. Yeah, not so subtle FU to Elon. Yeah, I agree, Crimson, bro. Like they're trying to squeeze him. Yeah, it was kind of nuts that gas cars with 21 electric miles get more credit than a Tesla. Yeah, a lot of those credits, ESG and EV and a lot of that kind of stuff is it's a scam, guys. It's all a scam. Just like we learned yesterday, everything's a scam.
Everything.
The flagship ARK Innovation ETF purchased 144,000 shares of Elon Musk. I love how they use all. Like, I don't just want to say Tesla. This is definitely word stuffing. This writer's getting paid by the word. You could say Tesla, but you say Elon Musk's automaker. You know, I hate paying by the word.
Well, he needed more money for his next latte. You know.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's interesting. Seeing big monies pile into stocks right now seems decent. I know BJ shared this. We've got we've got some NFT news here. VV Digital Collectibles. Shout out. That's they've got a partnership with Disney. A lot of different interesting things. They've got Star Wars Heroes. Princess Leia drops with 5 cover rarities and blind box. Let's see.
These look pretty cool.
They do look cool. For the Star Wars fans out there,
Are these licensed? These are officially licensed by Lucasfilm.
yeah. Oh yeah, VV has a partnership with Disney, so this is, I'm sure,
And technically Marvel.
Marvel.
All right, I'm a hater.
Disney
but I
is
like
Marvel.
'em. I like them.
What, you like DC?
I mean, I don't. I like that it's a big brand. It'll probably have a lot of interest in it.
Oh yeah.
Like if Pokemon Go or Pokemon came out with NFTs, I would sell my cat for it.
Yeah, it's still interesting on with these NFTs. I'm pretty sure don't quote me on this. I'm pretty sure VV's a closed marketplace. Is that right? Can you withdraw from VV, or is it? Do you know?
Question.
I don't know. Some of them.
Let's try.
Some of them are, and I know. Is it Dapper and Float, like the Dapper wallet? Some of those, they're all internally only on projects that are on those chains. But it's an interesting one to keep an eye on. Definitely have the right IP partnerships. And so as NFTs develop, these are, definitely one. Evolve My Squirtle on chain. I like that.
Bitcoin's dumping.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Dumped.
Oh, let's see. Where are we at now? We're at
we're
16.7.
Same stuff though.
Yeah, it's like in the grand scheme of things,
dumping
just
is
chilling by that POC again.
I want it to stay down until I want it to stay down all year, honestly, because I'm just playing the time frames and.
Here
I'm
we
more
go.
confident in Bonk than at ESG score.
Yeah. Good quote right
wrong.
there. All right. Here, pull that chart up for me real quick.
Yes.
Yeah,
sir.
there you go.
Damn.
Look at that. Look at the wicks on that thing.
Sick.
Yeah, we're back down here under the 16.7. So there you go. Well, Frank said it. As we worked our way up here, you start looking for a short, and then boom, hard rejection. So we'll see. We'll see if how this plays out for the rest of the week. If we can try to move our way back up to this value area high by Friday. I think it's plausible, especially if we continue to get more decent news coming out, but we'll see. So Cardano founders' take on NFT causes major controversy. I thought this was pretty funny because it's, it's probably the same approach I would probably have. So a major controversy erupted in the Cardano community today, sparked directly by the project's founder, Charles Hoskinson. The reason was that crypto entrepreneur and blockchain developer updated his Twitter profile photo with a copy of a Cardano NFT showing a sketch of himself. I should get DZ or Justin in here for this one because they are the Cardano NFT people. They know,
Right.
They love Cardano NFTs. So basically, here it is. That's the art of Charles Hoskinson, and he updated a new profile picture. And then the guy quote tweeted him, said, "Sorry, Charles, it's all mine." And he said, I like the picture, so I used it as my profile picture. The artist and NFT owner don't mind because it's increased the value of their work and product having the historical association with me. I get a cool PFP for a little while. It's called an economy. Pretty cool, isn't it? Because basically so Hoskinson attributed the right-click save actions to the first that he liked the picture, and the artist and owner of the real NFT had nothing against it. And as the event increased the value of the work and affirmed its association with him, the Cardano founder summed up his take by saying that he got we just read that. And he saved some money. Did he say that? He didn't say he saved money.
No.
They added that on their own. By saying that he got a cool profile photo and saved some money. No, he just said he got a cool profile photo. We're reading it right here.
Is
But-
this Charles trolling them to make more utility out of it?
I don't know. You just right click saved it. I mean, I don't blame him. It's a cool picture of himself. Like, I don't think he did anything wrong. If the NFT owner isn't upset with it, like they know it. You can tell on Twitter. They've got, it's not the hexagons. People know it's not a real NFT. So like, who cares? I don't know. What do you? I mean, any other thoughts? Does anybody think this is any?
I mean, I don't. It's Charles Hoskinson.
Like you're saying, like why not just buy the NFT?
Well,
and pay
I'm
for
just
it?
kind of saying, like, if I made that NFT, even if he didn't buy it, like, I don't know. It's like bringing attention to it. I don't know. Let him do whatever he wants. Who hates on Charles Hoskinson?
And he makes a good point. Now that he's saved it and shared it, now it's going to be worth more money.
Yeah, well, that's kind of my point.
Social clout might be
But
more
it is kind of, I don't know. It is kind of backwards, though. It's like,
like
the creator of Cardano is not actually going to own the real NFT. It's
Right,
like,
and it's not like he can't afford it.
Right,
Like I'm sure it was like $50.
Right.
But if I owned it, I would sell it high. Yeah, that's free. I mean, I if I'm the creator of it, I'm definitely not upset. I wouldn't sweat over it, guys. Come on, it's a profile picture. So last story here, Justin, Coinbase to pay $100 million fine in New York. Basically, it's two $50 million fines. They've agreed to pay a $50 million fine for the state of New York. This comes after the exchange was found to allow users to register accounts without doing necessary background checks in violation of ALM laws. So
Can we quickly redo this title? Go to the top again. And say Justin, Coinbase paid $150 million less than SBF's bail.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is your hometown doing this?
hey, listen.
Yeah, Frank.
I'm not there anymore.
Frank.
What's the deal, man? So they didn't do the proper AML, and they're going to get a slap on the wrist fine from it. 100 million is going to be pretty low. I mean, they're obviously just going to pay it and move on. But like, New York is always the first one and hardest to move in the financial sector on the financial side. But I have a salty side of me against New York over the Second Amendment. So
well, yeah, and that's kind of what I was going to talk about because as far as I know, Coinbase has been one of the tightest when it comes to KYC. Like you have to answer questions, send a selfie. They want your freaking fingerprint. I feel like they want your blood of your firstborn child. What are you reading?
Looks like the Tate brothers on the couch.
do I look like? I don't
What?
look like Andrew Tate.
People say that to you?
People have been saying that to me a lot. They're like, wow, this guy looks like Andrew Tate. Like, not really.
No.
Though. Like, even if I was bald, not really.
No. Like basically you have loosely the same skin tone. That's about it.
Maybe, yeah.
That's about it. Like I don't get it.
Like our BMI is under 30.
Yeah, right? Yeah, you're not
is that what
obese.
you mean? Like, yeah.
I do drink sparkling water, though.
If BTC drops
sit
below
like this.
$10,000, the miners are going to get royally screwed. Yeah, some of them potentially.
Would you say Ben's shirt with your image is the IRL equivalent of right click save?
I guess. I don't know.
They saved your picture
They
and
didn't
made a
pay me.
t-shirt.
They didn't pay me for, but I'm, yeah, we'll figure that one out. Main thing I had to say on this one, where's the other 50 million? What, Coinbase compliance. Coinbase initially consented to engage the services of an outside consultant in order to do and assist in reorganizing its day-to-day operations to fulfill the requirements imposed by ALM laws, which stipulate that the company must know the identities of its customer and keep track of their activities to look for any suspicious activity. However, that did not resolve the issues plaguing the corporation in 2021. And what I call this is the pay-to-play tax.
Yeah.
This is what this is. They are paying, I'm sure, taxes, but I'm sure they're working the way that smart companies do, and they're not paying nearly as much taxes as the revenue that they're making. The government's coming in and saying, look, if you want to continue to operate your business, you got to pay the piper. Here's, agree to pay these fines or we're coming after you. We're going to shut you down. And you really don't have any choice but to comply. And, it's something that Brian Armstrong, Jesse Powell, a lot of these old school exchange founders have dealt with this for years and years and years and years. Eric Voorhees, basically, they pretty much just pushed Shapeshift out of the business because that's the difference. If you don't comply, like if you look at Shapeshift versus Kraken and Coinbase, like most of you guys watching this probably have no idea what Shapeshift is. It's because they went fully decentralized. They didn't want to comply with the insane asks from the government. Riddle with Pun says, yeah, dude, Coinbase KYC is not a joke. They practically want your
Colonoscopy results.
and vaccine.
They really do. It just doesn't stop. Like if you want to really do much on there, they want more and more and more. I was shocked. I helped somebody set one up a year or two ago, and it was like, dang, I can't believe they're asking for, like, they wanted your passport and your driver's license and so much stuff.
I feel like I didn't have to give up any of that. but maybe I did it long ago.
You did, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't like that in 2017, 18, or 19. Or maybe it was in 19. I think I had.
It wasn't in 19. No,
Yeah.
I had gotten set up in 2019, and it was nothing compared to when I set up another one in 2020. Now Uphold is holding my stuff up because of some KYC thing, and they won't let me update the state that I moved to, and I'm trying to be a good little boy and type in my little information to them. It's just a nightmare. So yeah, I'm not stoked with KYC stuff, but I am going to KYC PiCoin because I want that stuff.
Yeah, hey, shout out if you have PiCoin out there. Hopefully that turns into something real that you can sell. Like I said, sell.
Yes, I'm going to.
So this was interesting. Just kind of a quick hit. Binance delist Shiba Inu pair. And I also read an article that Binance listed bonk pairings today. Just saw this on Twitter. Investing.com. Fed officials agree rate cuts should happen in 2023. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
No kidding.
Rate cuts doesn't mean no, like that mean right now they're at, I think they'll be still doing some raises and then they'll go neutral and then they might start to cut. But these are the pairs they removed: SHIB, GBP, Alpha BNB, Aster ETH, Cell ETH. So they didn't just remove SHIB. Like I said, they added bonk on there apparently. However, users will still have access to the tokens available in these spot trading pairs through other available trading options. Yeah, so this really is a non-story. These are pretty obscure pairings.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like obviously this is paired to ETH.
It probably just had low usage levels too.
Right. And so they're just getting them off there. So that doesn't mean, I'm sure you could buy SHIB ETH if I had to guess, BTC SHIB, that sort of stuff. So it's just an adjustment in the pairings. Nothing major there. But I just thought it was, worth mentioning. This was interesting. It's counter to an article we read this morning. What bear market Web3 investments soared in 2022, up 4.5 billion on previous year.
That's crazy.
Yes, a lot of Web3 investments happened in 2022, and a lot of them got wrecked. But most of that 4.5 billion was probably Q1 and Q2, and then they got destroyed in Q3 and Q4, and they got real tight for 2023. Everybody
they were
just
super bullish at the beginning of 2022.
And it was a lot of VCs that didn't know crypto. They were coming into they were just looking at a new growth. They were treating it like a new growth sector and like, hey, this is going to keep going up. And if we put money in here, we can pull out there. They didn't think, oh, hey, it's going to probably correct because we've been on an insane bull run for the last year or two. We're going to have a pullback. Yum Spectrum. I like most crypto. That's a lot of stuff. That's a big statement.
Did you already answer this? Potato said, are you confident that the Bitcoin security model would be sufficient 10, 20 years from now without tokenomic changes?
Yeah, I am very confident in that.
Wait, Ada asked the question.
I know. I was gonna say, did you guys hear? I don't know if we call her. I definitely call her Ada the. It started. I said Ada the potato. Now I just call her potato or tato like all the time. But
I call her potato most of the time.
Yeah, but she is. She's like a potato. She looks like a potato. But yeah, I'm very confident. I think. I mean, if you just watch the hash rate, the number one people say on the security model. I don't think it's as much the tokenomics on the security model as much as it is. People talk about quantum computing threatening it and some of that kind of stuff. But I think it will. I do think there will be some updates to the algorithm at some point in time, if that's the question. That's not outside of the question. The SHA-256 could get an update to combat different types of things like quantum computing. But most likely what's going to happen is quantum computers could be used to be doing the mining, which then increases the difficulty. So the difficulty adjustment metric in Bitcoin is a pretty genius idea that solves for so many different things. But the algorithm itself could change, which would be interesting because it would do a lot to a lot of different ASIC miners and all that sort of stuff. Not likely, not anytime soon, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, quantum computing will change a lot. But again, we're still a little ways out on that. I mean, there's how many in the world? Like 4 or something like that? 5? They have to be stored in sub-zero temperature. I know there's basically they're at a couple different universities have some.
Yeah.
Who's been here long enough to remember when TJ first got Ada riddled with puns? Says I have. Frank has. Frank recorded it.
I was actually just looking at old pictures. I saw a couple pictures of her when she was like half a pound.
Teeny tiny.
Oh my God, she's like a little hamster.
There's this one picture when I was at the office. She used to like sit on my shoulder. She was like curled up on a ball on my shoulder when I was at my desk, and she was like this big. Yeah, she was tiny.
Back when she was good.
Yeah. Exactly. Back when she would, well, I don't know about good. She would just sleep a lot more, and then she'd wake up and like destroy the whole office. I'm sure there's probably still pee stains in our old office somewhere, so hopefully they don't look too close. Luckily they didn't go up there too much. So will ADA get a clean pass due to its decentralization, or will it be classified as a security? That is a great question, JG George. is something I've been thinking about. You know, these are TJ's late night thoughts when he can't fall asleep at night. I've been thinking about Cardano, how Charles Hoskinson has always been on the outside of the insiders club. When you look at Ethereum, you know, Bitcoin, they can't really fight. It's been accepted. But when you look at a lot of these other VC type projects, Cardano has not been attractive to them. I could see, and the way some of these players, like the BlackRocks, like these big money players, they fight dirty. They use policy, they use legacy, they use money to make things, to format the landscape in a way that's advantageous to them. I would not be shocked to see them take dead aim at Cardano because it is so decentralized. And what that would and wouldn't do to the price, we'll just have to wait and see. But that was kind of what I was talking about yesterday, of like long term on Cardano. If we get another bull market and it pumps again, you know, could it come under attack? You know, it's going to get really interesting to see what happens with all the legislation. Cardano is like a middle stepchild. I don't know what that means.
A lot hinders on what type of regulations we get. A lot.
Corey Harden asks, was there any point to doing KYC if you don't plan on leverage trading more than 5x?
On
Yeah,
what?
they just want to know your shit.
Where? I mean, it depends. Probably. I mean, if you're talking about an exchange, I guess not.
Wait,
I mean,
what did it say?
He said, speaking of KYC, I asked earlier if there was any point to doing it if you don't plan on leverage trading more than 5x.
Oh, you will, because like KuCoin limits you to 5x if you don't KYC. But another reason is probably like with your withdrawal limit. Like you probably withdraw more if you KYC, stuff like that.
It's breaking my heart too, Corey. I love Cardano. I mean, my dog's named Ada. You know, like I loaded up on 5 cents. You know, I'm thinking about buying. I want to buy more now. I'm just thinking long term, 10 years from now, what's it going to look like? And, you know, I could change, you know, my opinion could change. It's just how I'm feeling right now. So let me just share my feelings, you know. I still hold it. I haven't sold it yet. I'll tell you, we still have a Cardano node with 1 million ADA,
Right.
you know. So it's like we're not, and we haven't sold any of it. So
Wait, we do?
I
BJ,
hope so.
don't you
Kidding, I'm
dare say
fucking
that.
kidding.
I sure hope so.
Oh my god.
I checked it last night.
Oh my god.
BJ's our Cardano node operator, for all of you guys who don't know. But
3 blocks so far.
hey,
I think.
yeah, stake with B-Pool. This is a safe place. Thanks, Carnivore.
Yes.
I know it. It's tough. I'm conflicted about Cardano because I really like it. I really like Charles. I really like their whole approach. All right, here we go. Chemistry Bow. Basement. Rate my bags. This is you too, chat. So respond to this. 30 ETH, 30K ADA, 30K Algo, 20K XRP, 1.2 Link, plus some other alts, and still 40% in stables. Sounds solid.
That's awesome.
ADA, Algo, XRP, Link. I would take some of those stables and start laddering into some ETH2s, Matic, Optimism, or Arbitrum. I don't know if the Arbitrum token's out yet.
It's not out. That's the one I'm totally gonna.
Have you been if there are things you can do to interact on the
I
Arbitrum
haven't.
network, you should start doing that
Yeah.
because then you'll get the airdrop.
I haven't done that, but that's what.
Here you go. Here's some alpha for you guys. If you have no money and you're looking to make a start in crypto, but and all you have is time and learning, go look up Arbitrum network. It's an ETH layer 2 and start figuring out a way to interact with it. Go look at what the minimum requirements are to receive an airdrop and go do them. It's not simple. There's definitely, need some technical understanding, but you can interact with it, get the airdrop before it comes out, before there's a token price. And then when the price comes, boom, you have free money. So there you go. There's your free money tip of the day. Not financial advice. Nick's not here. Sorry guys. He's the only one who gives financial advice, so you can sue him, but not us. Go get the Arbitrum NFT. Interesting. So is that
There's ways.
That's one way to interact with the chain, I guess.
I'm gonna pick Johnny's brain and get this path understood.
Yeah,
after this show.
ask him. He's probably done it. He
He
knows.
He does it like all the time.
Yeah,
so.
he does. He loves getting. Okay, so he does have 1K Matic. Do want more? And I've been following Arb drop. FTM. That's a sneaky one.
Phantom.
I'm trying to decide, where I land on that one. It was a big pumper last time, big drawback. Andre Cronje, mixed reviews. But yeah, I think it could do well. Adam Sand, Ava. Yeah, those are. I think you're on the right track, Chemistry Bro. You're gonna be a million. If you're not already, you're gonna be a millionaire in the next couple of years.
With enough
Sofa King
stubbornness.
said poor intensifies after he said those bags.
Oh my god.
What?
So King said, "Poor
ICP. I'm buying
intensifies."
ICP. That's what I bought 2 days ago. So
All right. We have this thing about Ethereum in 2023. It's a little too techy. We'll come back to this one.
they had that BlackRock buy.
Oh yeah, where was that story? What did you have on
I
that?
dropped it in.
Oh, you did drop it in
yeah,
there.
I dropped it in there. BlackRock telling us to hide, peasant hide.
Also, somebody from chat a while ago dropped the TLDR on the FOMC minutes that I dropped in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Slightly better inflation numbers.
Right.
Just a little better.
Just a touch.
All right, here we go. FOMC minutes. We'll do this, and then we'll.
God damn it! I got to hit a button.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
FOMC minutes officials said further rate increases would be necessary. Wall Street Journal FOMC minutes officials agreed rate cuts shouldn't happen in 2023. Maybe I read that wrong earlier. FOMC minutes official emphasized need for flexibility and optionality in policy decisions. So basically,
Ambiguity.
right? We
Yeah.
want to do whatever we
We
want,
can do
you know. Like,
as we please.
and then here we go. BlackRock. This is big, guys. And shouldn't be a surprise. We've seen them forcefully taking over companies to acquire Bitcoin in all of 2022. Lost their butt on FTX though. So, but BlackRock adds Bitcoin to their global allocation fund. One of the world's biggest asset managers has added Bitcoin to one of the most preferred fund for ordinary and passive investors. Wow, this is big news, guys.
Yeah.
BlackRock Global Allocation Fund invests globally in equity, debt, and short-term securities for both corporate and governmental issuers with no prescribed limits. It says further adding, in normal market conditions, the fund will invest at least 70% of its total assets in securities or corporate government issuers. Fund will generally seek to invest in securities that are, in the opinion of the investment advisor, undervalued. Where does it talk about Bitcoin? For a specific fund, these nurses, blah, 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 blah.
It was right under that. Where
Oh.
where were you at?
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fund may invest in cash-settled Bitcoin futures that are traded on commodity exchanges registered with the CFTC. But cash-settled, meaning they actually do settle. We're not. I mean, they are paper traded, but interesting.
What is that?
You said it was big news.
It is big news. Great show, by the way. If you guys haven't watched Shit's Creek, I
I
mean,
love that show.
yeah, solid show. And that was one of the so many memes from that show. Good character. Those two. I mean, it's just a solid show. It's a good COVID watch.
That's Schitt's Creek, by the way.
Yeah, is that not what? Did I not say it? This is one of the
so.
first general funds to add Bitcoin to their package, indicating the asset has become sufficiently established as a diversifier and is worthy addition of even in a very conservative portfolio. We covered a story some point last year. Kathy Wood, ARK Invest, did a study on what would happen if some of these big firms put 1 to 2% into Bitcoin. And I think the number was 250. It would push Bitcoin to 250,000. Which, and again, we keep saying this, if we see these big firms allocate 1% into some of these things, it will. Oh yeah, that is the spelling. It will absolutely rocket Bitcoin, especially if it's trade. You know, that's why we keep talking about it. If we get a real ETF, we know BlackRock has accessed this stuff before. It sounds like they're adding it to this fund. Although we see merit in supporting technology behind cryptocurrencies, we feel it's best to stick to the investing principles that have made Vanguard a reliable choice for investors. So when it comes to crypto, we take the same approach and steer our clients towards the time-tested products. Basically saying we're only buying Bitcoin.
Crony capitalism.
Yeah, numerous academic studies, however, have shown that Bitcoin increases risk-adjusted returns. The crypto, of course, has its up and downs, but for funds like global allocation, which are meant mainly for long-term investment, the Bitcoin returns over a period of 4 years or more, having generally been up. Yeah, you're right. So they're learning. They're learning here, guys. They're catching up to us.
And this isn't going to be a big allocation, but all it's going to take is the toenail off
Just the
this
fact
elephant.
that they're adding it to the fund to be allocated. Right. And like I said, most of these fund managers will look at 1%. You're going to put 1% in a high risk growth asset because that could, they're talking about risk adjusted returns. So when you're looking at the risk, the downside risk on it right now, very low. The upside risk on it, extremely high. You put that 1% into a big diversified portfolio, and that 1% that's your risk adjustment on some of these big tech stocks having a correction. So you buy the bonds and the stable things and things you believe in. I guarantee these funds right now, they're loading up on Apple. They're loading up on Amazon. They're loading up on, what else would they be loading up on? BlackRock is the normal people speech. BTC is down, so let's invest now and get returns later. Yes, exactly. They're going to be loading up on those things that are going to just take care of them. And yeah, this is, keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this, guys. This could change. This one thing here could be what pushes that 40K bull run in the middle of the market. If we get people buying and that stuff starts going, the price can move really quick. Volume can come back really fast. So just buckle up. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Good grab there, Drew. So
It just, they're bigger. They have like a bigger pocketbook than our deficit.
yeah.
Like I think they control like $35 trillion or something like that. What is the number
I
that their
don't think
overall
they have
fund
that
is?
much.
I think, yeah.
It's pretty substantial.
10 trillion.
10
What?
trillion.
Yeah, I don't think
That's a
that's
third of our overall debt as a country.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of money.
yeah. Let's look at.
But I think that
Vanguard.
that's assets directly under managed. They separate them by directly under managed and then just overseen.
Yeah, there's different. So, okay, so we got Vanguard with 7.2 trillion assets under management, BlackRock with 10 trillion assets under management. But again, they obfuscate a lot of these things. They make it very hard, to Drew's point, like to know exactly what their subsidiaries hold. BlackRock, part of their strategy, it's not as the assets under management is key, but the board seats is really what you need to be looking at. They use their money to do aggressive deals that allow them to take board seats and influence policy decisions in major companies, that together they can work all those policies together to build their portfolio. It's very predatory investment things. A lot of other hedge funds don't like it, but it's just the way they run their business, and it's been fairly effective up until this point. So again,
Crypto Thorn asked, "Who is Brian Thomas and why does he look like Ben?"
I don't know.
I have
He's
no
asked
idea.
this a few times.
Yeah,
so
I want to see
I
him.
guess he wants us to Google
I
Brian
looked it up.
Thomas.
It's
Where is
Brian
he?
with a Y. I looked him up and I really couldn't find anyone that looked like Ben.
Wrong
Is
one.
that Ben?
Go to yeah.
There he
That's
is.
Ben. Where? I don't see this. There he is. That is
Looks
clearly
just
Ben.
like him.
That is Ben
Does look
Armstrong.
eerily
Yeah,
similar
I
to
don't
Ben.
get it.
Was
there's
it
like-
done? Was it?
Is it the guy on the magazine cover?
Definitely not. Oh wait, this guy?
Have you done the Troy Aikman and
guy doesn't look like-
Jay-Z?
Yeah, these are the pictures I
No.
saw. I don't
That's
get
a good
it.
one.
We're gonna need some more specific context.
Oh,
for
he
this.
said, look in LinkedIn.
Troy Aikman, Jay-Z.
Jeez, I don't know what to expect with this.
Oh boy.
Oh
so good.
my gosh!
Yeah, I have seen this actually. Now that you
Same
mentioned
thing
that.
like
Oh.
Nancy from Stranger Things and then the guy from Dune.
Dude,
Jeez, that's weird.
That
That is
one's
move
really
the-
weird.
let's-
Lot
This is amazing.
on.
Who? Why don't you guys tell us who he is?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There's the link. Hold on.
Don't click on that.
Wait, pull me back.
The LinkedIn.
Okay, pulling out.
Yeah, thank you. I trust the basement people.
I wouldn't.
I do.
I'm down here.
Yeah. Well,
We
luckily
trust-
there's nothing on this
Come on.
computer that could get in any trouble. So
See?
not logged in. I don't want to log in. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Nope. F it. We're not gonna look today, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're
We'll
out of time.
find out. We'll find out.
We're out of time. So let's see. To wrap it up, love you guys. See you later, Crypto Thorn, Sofa King, Beard Lance, everybody that's here. Are we rating anybody? Do we have anybody live right now?
Yeah, we'll raid this boomer who's at home.
Hit Network Gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna rate Hit Network Gaming. Thank you, Frankie, for joining us, bringing the sauce. Check him out.
Anytime.
5:45 live streaming tonight. Crypto Prepper, Bert Schumann later, Corey later, Chemistry Bro, Crimson Caravan Company, Raven Boy Crypto. We
Big
love all you guys.
hands.
Casino Doggy, Red Robles. Yeah, we love you guys. Have a great rest of the day. Buy Bitcoin. Share it with your friends.
Bye.